Have you ever wondered why the planets were named after Greek gods? Long before telescopes, long before science explained gravity, orbits, or galaxies, ancient humans looked up at the night sky and noticed something strange. Most stars stayed perfectly still, but a few lights wandered. They moved across the sky, night after night, defying the order of the heavens. The ancient Greeks called them planetes, wanderers. And wanderers, they believed, could only be one thing: gods. To ancient civilizations, the sky wasn't empty space. It was alive. It was watching. And it was deeply connected to human fate. The earliest records come from the Babylonians, over 3,000 years ago. They tracked the wandering stars carefully, believing their movements predicted wars, disasters, and the rise and fall of kings. Each planet represented a divine power. When Greek scholars inherited this knowledge, they didn't reject it. They transformed it. They replaced Babylonian gods with Greek gods, choosing each one carefully based on how the planet behaved in the sky. Those planets you see, they're not just rocks floating in space. They're gods. Ancient, powerful, and deeply flawed. Each one carries a name, a story, and a scandal that would make modern drama look tame. And one of them, Eris, caused such chaos that she literally changed our solar system. She got Pluto demoted, but we'll get to that. First, let me tell you about the goddess who wasn't invited to a wedding and made the entire world pay for it. The goddess who broke the solar system. Her name is Eris, goddess of strife, discord, chaos. Born from Nyx, the primordial night itself, Eris was everything the other gods feared in themselves. She thrived on conflict. She whispered jealousy into the hearts of mortals and immortals alike. And when she was snubbed from the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, the most important divine event of the age, she didn't just complain. She acted. Eris arrived uninvited. She brought a gift, a golden apple, inscribed with 3 words, "To the fairest." She rolled it across the floor of the banquet hall and walked away. 3 goddesses saw it: Hera, Athena, Aphrodite. Each believed it was meant for her. The argument that followed wasn't just petty, it was catastrophic. Zeus refused to judge between them, he knew better. So the decision fell to a mortal prince named Paris. Each goddess offered him a bribe. Hera promised power. Athena offered wisdom and glory in battle. Aphrodite? She promised him the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta, who was already married. Paris chose Aphrodite. He took Helen, and the Greeks went to war. The Trojan War raged for 10 years. Thousands died. Cities burned. Heroes fell. All because of one apple and one goddess who wasn't invited to a party. Now, fast forward to 2005, astronomers discover a new object beyond Neptune. It's massive, bigger than Pluto. They need a name, and they choose Eris, the goddess of discord, because this discovery caused absolute chaos in the scientific community. If Eris was bigger than Pluto, and Pluto was a planet, then wasn't Eris a planet too? And if Eris was a planet, what about all the other large objects in the Kuiper Belt? How many planets does our solar system really have? The debate raged. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union made a decision. They created a new category: dwarf planets. Pluto was demoted, and Eris, true to her nature, was the cause of it all. Even in our modern solar system, she brought discord. Some scientists still refuse to accept the decision. The controversy continues. Eris didn't start a war this time, but she definitely started an argument that will never end. Mercury, the god who stole from his own family. Let's start close to the Sunday. Mercury, the fastest planet in our solar system. named after Hermes, the messenger of the gods. But Hermes wasn't just a messenger. He was a trickster, a thief, a liar, and he committed his first crime on the day he was born. Hermes was born in a cave on Mount Selene. By midday, he had escaped his cradle. By evening, he had invented the lyre and stolen Apollo's sacred cattle. 50 immortal cows. He was less than 24 hours old. Apollo was furious. He was the god of prophecy, music, and truth. And his own infant half-brother had made a fool of him. Apollo dragged Hermes before Zeus. The baby god looked up at his father with innocent eyes and lied. He claimed he didn't know what cattle were. He was just a newborn, after all. Zeus laughed. He saw through the deception, but he admired the audacity. Hermes kept the cattle, and he was given a new role: messenger of the gods, guide of souls to the underworld, and patron of thieves, merchants, and liars. Mercury, the planet, reflects this perfectly. It moves faster than any other planet, completing its orbit in just 88 Earth days. It's close to the sun, difficult to see, elusive. Just like Hermes, quick, clever, always one step ahead, never quite where you expect it to be. Venus, the goddess whose beauty started wars. The brightest object in our night sky after the moon, named after Aphrodite, goddess of love, beauty, and desire. But Aphrodite's beauty wasn't a blessing. It was a weapon. She was married to Hephaestus, the god of the forge. He was loyal, skilled, devoted, but he wasn't exciting. So Aphrodite took a lover, Eris, the god of war. Hephaestus suspected something, so he set a trap. He forged an invisible net of unbreakable chains and placed it over their bed. When Aphrodite and Eris next met in secret, the net fell. They were caught tangled together, exposed, unable to escape. Hephaestus called all the gods to witness. The Olympians arrived and saw the affair laid bare. Some gods looked away in embarrassment. Others laughed. Eris, the fierce god of war, was humiliated. Aphrodite? She simply waited for release, and then continued as if nothing had happened. Venus, the planet, is dazzling, bright, beautiful, impossible to ignore, but beneath that beauty, it's a hellscape. Surface temperatures hot enough to melt lead, atmospheric pressure that would crush you instantly, clouds of sulfuric acid, beauty and deadly danger. Just like Aphrodite, Earth, the mother who gave birth to monsters, our home, named after Gaia, the primordial mother, she was the first. Before Zeus, before the Titans, before time itself. Gaia was the Earth, and the Earth was Gaia. She gave birth to the sky Uranus, and together they created the Titans. But Uranus hated his children. He feared their power. So he imprisoned them deep within Gaia's body, inside the Earth itself. Gaia suffered. She raged. And she gave her son Cronus a sickle and a plan. Cronus castrated his father. Uranus fell. The Titans rose. But Gaia's children weren't done. She also gave birth to the Cyclopes' one-eyed giants who forged Zeus's thunderbolts. She birthed the Hecatoncheires' 100-handed monsters of unimaginable strength, and when the Olympians overthrew the Titans, Gaia grew angry again. She gave birth to Typhon, a dragon so massive and terrible that even Zeus feared him. Typhon had 100 heads. Each one breathed fire. His body could touch the stars. He was the most fearsome monster ever created. Zeus fought him. The battle shook the cosmos. Mountains crumbled, oceans boiled. Finally, Zeus trapped Typhon beneath Mount Etna. Even now, the volcano's eruptions are said to be Typhon's rage. Gaia is the earth, fertile, life-giving, beautiful. But she is also the source of monsters. She nurtures and she destroys. Never forget, The ground beneath your feet has teeth. Mars, the god everyone hated, the red planet. Named after Eris, god of war, bloodshed, and violence. And unlike other gods, Eris wasn't respected. He was despised. Even his own parents couldn't stand him. Zeus called him the most hateful of all the gods. Athena, goddess of strategic warfare, looked down on him as a brute. Ares didn't fight with honor or tactics. He reveled in chaos, in slaughter, in the screams of the dying. He was everything ugly about war, without any of the glory. But Aphrodite loved him, perhaps because he was everything her husband wasn't. Passionate, dangerous, untamed. Their affair was the scandal of Olympus. And their children? Phobos and Deimos. Fear and terror, the perfect offspring of love and war. Mars, the planet is red. The color of blood, of rust, of iron. It's a cold, dead world now. But once, it might have had oceans, atmosphere, life. What happened? Did something catastrophic destroy it? Did Ares' rage burn itself out? We still don't know. Jupiter, the king with 1,000 secrets. The largest planet in our solar system. Named after Zeus, king of the gods, wielder of lightning, ruler of Olympus. But Zeus wasn't a noble king. He was a tyrant, a schemer, a serial adulterer. He overthrew his father, Cronus. He swallowed his first wife, Medi, whole, because a prophecy said she would bear a son who'd overthrow him. He couldn't risk it, so he consumed her. Later, Athena burst, fully formed from his skull. Zeus married Hera, and then he betrayed her constantly. He seduced mortals, nymphs, goddesses. He transformed into animals to deceive them, a swan, a bull, a shower of gold. Hera's wrath was legendary. But Zeus, he never stopped. Jupiter dominates the solar system. It's so massive that it influences the orbits of nearly every other planet. Its gravity protects Earth from asteroids, but it's also chaotic. Its storms rage for centuries. The Great Red Spot is a hurricane larger than Earth that's been spinning for at least 400 years. Power, protection, chaos. Zeus in planetary form. The father who ate his children passes. Saturn, the ringed giant, named after Cronus, titan of time, harvest, and paranoia. Cronus overthrew his father, Uranus, but a prophecy haunted him. One of his children would do the same. So when his wife Rhea gave birth, Cronus made a choice. He swallowed each child whole. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, gone. Still alive, but trapped in his belly. Rhea was devastated. When her 6th child, Zeus, was born, she hid him. She gave Cronus a stone wrapped in blankets instead. He swallowed it without looking. Zeus grew up in secret. And when he returned, he forced Cronus to regurgitate his siblings. The Olympians rose. The Titans fell. Cronus was cast into Tartarus, the deepest pit of the underworld. Saturn's rings are beautiful, but they're also a cage, billions of fragments trapped in orbit. Cronus tried to trap his children. Now Saturn is surrounded by trapped debris, circling endlessly. A cosmic irony. The sky who feared his own blood. Uranus, the ice giant that spins on its side, named after Uranus, primordial god of the sky, father of the Titans, and one of the cruelest gods in Greek mythology. Uranus hated his children, the Cyclopes, the Hecatoncheires, even the Titans. He saw them as threats, abominations. So he imprisoned them inside Gaia, forcing them back into her womb. Gaia screamed in agony. She begged Uranus to stop. He refused. So Gaia gave Cronus the sickle. And when Uranus came to her again, Cronus struck. He castrated his father. Uranus's blood fell into the sea, and from it, Aphrodite was born. The sky god fell, and Cronus took his place. Uranus, the planet, is strange. It spins sideways, its axis tilted at 98 degrees. Something catastrophic must have hit it. Something violent enough to knock an entire planet off balance? Was it an ancient collision? Or is it the scar left by a god's fall? The god of storms and spite mark. Neptune? The deep blue planet at the edge of our solar system. Named after Poseidon, god of the sea, earthquakes, and storms. Poseidon was powerful, but he was also bitter. He lost the contest for Athens to Athena. She offered the olive tree symbol of peace and prosperity. He offered a saltwater spring. The people chose Athena. Poseidon never forgave them. He was vengeful. He caused shipwrecks, earthquakes, floods. He punished mortals who disrespected him. He even sided against the Greeks in the Trojan War simply because he was offended. His moods were as unpredictable as the ocean itself. Calm one moment, raging the next. Neptune, the planet, is turbulent. Winds reach 1,200 miles per hour, the fastest in the solar system. Storms larger than Earth. A world of fury and chaos. Poseidon's domain, reflected in the heavens. The underworld's silent king. The dwarf planet at the edge of darkness. Named after Hades, Lord of the Dead, God of the Unseen. Hades didn't want to rule the underworld. He drew the shortest straw when the Olympians divided the cosmos. Zeus got the sky. Poseidon got the sea. Hades got death. He was feared, avoided, misunderstood. But he wasn't evil. He was just inevitable. Everyone comes to Hades eventually. His greatest controversy? The abduction of Persephone. Hades saw her in a meadow and fell in love. But he knew her mother, Demeter, would never allow the marriage. So he took her. The earth opened. He dragged her to the underworld. Demeter's grief was so profound that crops stopped growing. Winter came. Zeus intervened. A compromise was reached. Persephone would spend half the year with Hades and half with her mother. Thus, the seasons were born. Pluto, the planet, is distant, cold, dark. For 76 years, it was considered the 9th planet. Then Eris was discovered, and Pluto was reclassified. But it never disappeared. It's still there, still orbiting, still watching from the shadows. Just like Hades. The gods are still with us. Look at the sky tonight. Those planets aren't just named after gods. They are the gods, or at least their echoes. Mercury races. Venus dazzles and burns. Mars bleeds. Jupiter dominates. Saturn traps. Uranus fell. Neptune rages. And Pluto waits in the dark. Eris caused chaos then and now. The universe isn't sterile. It's personal. It's dramatic. It's alive with meaning. Every orbit is a story. Every storm, a temper. Every collision, a betrayal. We've mapped the solar system, sent probes, taken pictures, but we'll never stop seeing gods in the stars. Because the myths aren't just ancient stories. They're warnings, lessons, reflections of ourselves.